Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Did 50 Cent have an ulterior motive to ruin Big Meech's BMF brand and legacy? That's what this video is about, and it's also about Floyd Mayweather, getting involved to maybe get back at 50 Cent, and Floyd Mayweather saying, leave me alone with all that. And Rick Ross, we're going to just mix all this up and see what's going on. I found a nice video I wanted to share with y'all and give my opinion. A lot of things I don't agree with in it, but we're going to roll out from here. All right. You know what it is, Unique Mecca audio, man. We're going to play this video. We're going to get right into it because Floyd Mayweather letting it be known, yo, keep me out of this. I don't want to have nothing to do with that. Keep my name out your mouth. But Floyd, no disrespect. You jumped in a beef that was already going on with somebody that you beefing with. But we're going to play the tape, hear what you got to say, and we're going to pivot from there. All right, let's get it popping.
You know what's crazy? People are always in my fucking business, worried about what I'm doing. What Floyd is doing, what Floyd ain't doing, what I do got, what I don't got. Just know, I'm gonna stay in my lane, I ain't gonna fuck with nobody, and I don't want nobody fucking with me. If I go on vacation, my fault.
You come home, I'm gonna put you in a better position. Either for you to go Rick Ross, that's a slap in the face.
You see what I'm saying? Even Charleston White said it, right? That's a slap in the face for him to go mess with Rick Ross, right? So now the whole public knew what was going on out there, including Floyd Mayweather. But then Floyd Mayweather get up in pictures to rub it in 50's face is the way it looked to us on the outside, all right? So let's just say that. So now you got Mayweather done got involved, and then Mayweather get on the video, and Mayweather said, leave me out of it, da-da-da. But dog, they already in a beef. And it's with the man you're beefing with. And then you go getting pictures with the dude that the man you're beefing with to attach yourself to that beef. So you can't say to leave you alone. Let's get that straight, all right? Now, we got that down pat. No disrespect, with all due respect, but I got to teach the game, and this is the way I choose to teach it, right? Let me bring another scene up here, right? So that's where we at. So now you got Big Meech with, Audi, Floyd Mayweather, they flossing jewels, let's see.
Floyd Mayweather just fired off some warning shots at Charleston White, letting him know to fall back from this Big Meech mess or deal with the real consequences. But you know Charleston, he ain't the type to fold, and he made it clear he ain't about to be silenced for speaking his truth. Ever since he got out of jail, Charleston has been running his mouth in interviews, and in one of them, he gave his take on the whole Big Meech and 50 Cent situation. Now, he did admit there ain't no solid proof that Big Meech snitched, but he also said 50 was right to spaz out since Big Meech and his son played him dirty by linking up with his enemies. And one of them so-called enemies? None other than Floyd Mayweather. Floyd ain't feeling what Charleston had to say, and he already made it clear, if he catches Charleston in the streets, it's up. But hold up, is Floyd really out here trying to help Big Meech and his fam bounce back? Or is he just stirring the pot to get at 50 Cent? Baby, stay locked in, cause we about to break it all down.
Now, so that's where we at, right? We want to know what's going on. Did Floyd get involved to stir the pot that was already brewing? Because if you see a beef, you're not going to walk into the beef. You're going to stand back, you're going to look, see what's going on. And then you decide to make a strategic move if you're going in or not. That's the way that move, right? So now we got that moving forward. And then you got 50 Cent feeling like Meech betrayed him after he did so much for him and his family and his brand. So I could understand how 50 is hurt like that. We're going to get back to that.
a perfect example on you gotta be very careful on who you bring in and who you put on. That's Little Meech right there. And if you don't know, he's the son of Big Meech. And if you don't know who that is, well, Big Meech was one of the biggest drug dealers in Detroit, blah, 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 blah. Anyways, long story short, he went in jail. He came out of jail and he started linking up with 50 Cent's ops. Now, bear in mind, 50 Cent made BMF and put Little Meech on BMF without any acting skills.
Y'all, this Big Meech drama is straight up spiraling, and it's snatching everybody down with it. The latest folks caught in the crossfire? Floyd Mayweather and Charleston White. And baby, it's getting real messy. In a fresh interview, Charleston decided to chime in on the ongoing beef between Big Meech, Lil Meech, and 50 Cent. And let's just say he came with some jaw droppers. First off, he straight up said he doesn't really buy into 50 Cent's claims that Big Meech is a snitch, cause he ain't seen no official paperwork to back it up. Then he went in on folks spreading rumors that Big Meech used Tammy Cowan to set up Cuffy and the rest, saying people need to do their homework before running with that narrative.
When you do your research, you find out that there's no paperwork on Big Meech.
Now, see, he's saying that you do your research, you find no paperwork on Big Meech. There is paperwork, but they got to, if it is there, it would be under FOI. That means Freedom of Information Exempt, right? So you have to file in order to get that to see where the paperwork is at. But it's not going to be like in the case if it was done with a third party, like what they're saying as far as how a third party works. So this is how third party works. A person could go out, do what they're going to do, and the prosecutor could take that and could contribute it to whoever they want, but they still have to document it to put it in the record so that the judge and the public could one day see it once it's been exempt, meaning, once, they decided to show it. Like they have the JFK documents that was sealed for over 50 years. You know what I mean? But that don't mean that the things that alleged happened didn't happen, and that's why they waiting on the JFK documents. And that's why if anybody feel that Meech is a snitch, they need to go get the Freedom of Information and bring it forward, or not come up here and say that, because on the record when Tammy testified, it just had what she did in order to earn the credit. Where that credit went after that is someplace separate, because she wasn't in any trouble, so it didn't go towards her. We know she got paid funds, like for the first money laundering case that she did, but now you're talking about a drug dealing case, which they're going to forfeit a number of things, and, she could get back a part of that. But it seems like what they are certain is that Tammy went to them and said, I want to get Meech out. I got his life rights, da-da-da-da. Who do you want that's big enough that I could do to get him out? And then if she allegedly said, they heard Cuffy name like they said on the tape, and then they yelled Cuffy, and then now they see that there's 2 homicides attached to Tuffy. So that's a no-brainer. Give a little time cut for a dude over here, take a couple of years off to get a conviction under their belt as a homicide. And that's the way it works, because they want that on their jacket so that when they move up for like mayor, governor, things like that, and run up the political ladder, they could say that I solved 2 homicides, But they're not going to get into if it was a third party or not, because bottom line is it was solved. It's just YouTube want to know what's going on. But, that's the way this play out, man. But that's how the third party thing works, all right?
So if you go do your research, you find out that there's no paperwork on Big Meech. That's why you hadn't seen no paperwork. It's all hearsay. Somebody saying he told, or somebody saying he used Tammy Cowan's to set up Cuffy. Well, when you do your research and you look at the court documents that's on Big Meech, you see that Tammy Cowan took the stand and said that she did this on her own accord without Big Meech's knowledge.
That's if she did do that, right? All this is just, a hypothetical, so it's not saying that she did it and he hid. It's not saying none of that. But if she did do that, that's because who it's being credited to has nothing to do with the actual crime that she's testifying about, how she's involved to try and get this conviction. Where that credit go after that, that's a whole different hearing that the prosecutor and the judge will have, and with the lawyer, and the prosecutor and lawyer would let the judge know this is what they worked out, that such and such was so good, so we want to take it and we want to spill it over and give this credit to this person, and then the judge might say, okay, well, how is his prison record? And then they'll go looking through his prison record, and they'll try and sell it to the judge to agree to that agreement. But 9 times out of 10, the judge is going to agree to it as long as they bring it in front of them, But that's how that would go. Not saying how this situation went. So let's get it right. Let's get it right. All right.
Then Charleston really turned up, taking 50 Cent's side and putting Big Meech and Lil Meech on blast. He straight up said he didn't blame 50 for snapping the way he did, because when nobody else, including Rick Ross, was rocking with Big Meech, 50 was the one holding it down. He got Lil Meech cleaned up, sent him to acting school on his dime, and then put him in a hit series that had millions rolling into his pockets. While Big Meech was locked up, 50 basically played the father role for Lil Meech. And according to Charleston, anybody would be heated if they did all that for someone.
Wouldn't you be heated if you did all that for someone and they turned around and did that to you? You done cleaned the son up, he in jail, you took his brand, dusted it off, put a star on it, and this is where we at. So, somebody tell me what is really going on here. Do 50 have a reason to be angry, or y'all just saying it's 50 and he's always trolling? In this instance, he got a hell of a reason to be angry, and nobody can't say that he don't. All right, let's play it out.
Only for them to turn around and link up with the enemy. He called Big Meech messing with Rick Ross a straight-up betrayal, saying he and his son deserve whatever 50 throws their way as payback.
I'm
Word.
looking at it from 50 position. I go get your son. And at the time when I meet your son, he's not making the best decisions in life. They say he was strung out on them perks. And they like to pop them perks. 50 take him somewhat, I wouldn't say clean him up, but spend 2 years in acting classes that 50 paid for. It was hard finding somebody to play the role of Big Meech, so we picked your son. 50, according to 50, he's put over $5 million into the pockets of Lil Meech and the family's, financial, over $5 million. He's helped them make. Nigga blew your son up, and we bring you back to life. Prior to the BMF series, Big Meech was buried alive. Wasn't nobody saying his name. Jeezy wasn't really shouting him out no more. He was buried alive.
And can you imagine what being buried alive and being locked up, and you know that you bigger than life, but you trapped behind the walls, and you know where you left off, and you just want to bust forward and just continue where you was at. And then now you get your brand picked up to shine out there while you out here, and you waiting to get to it, and as you waiting to get to it, it's shining. It's shining so bright, and then now all of a sudden you let out and you come into it. But now this is where it come in at. Now Meech comes out of jail. Meech comes out of jail, he ain't got a pot to piss in because the feds rape you. So y'all can say what you want to say on YouTube, but whatever. They rape you, right? So Meech comes out with nothing. His son done had a whole $5 million approximately based on what 50 said. So while Meech come out of jail, he's doing his thing. He's sitting there wearing just sweatsuit, and he's not even buying clothes that he really want to wear. Hey, you know what I mean? He's just wearing a sweatsuit, and everybody else is dressed up, so he feeling out of place. But the whole time 50 is sitting there looking at that, and all 50 had to do for real, no disrespect to 50, but I'm just keeping it 100. A dude just come out of jail, regardless what you helped his son get, you're supposed to look out for that dude. So you're supposed to definitely give him a bag. And to be honest, all the money they say you're worth, if I was in your shoes, I would have gave him $1 million. You understand what I'm saying? I would have just gave him $1 million. You know, even giving him 100,000. But me, I'm just saying, if I had 50 money, I would have just gave him $1 million just coming home, making money. We go to a new business, so you got to make sure he right and he comfortable and he want to listen to you. Dude ain't trying to listen to you and you got him wearing old raggedy sweatsuit, you know, and you sitting there with big chains on and he's sitting there with just the hairs on his chest sticking up, you know, feeling starving and defeated. And you had Meech around you like that, and Meech is the man that he is, was like, man, I'm not going to put up with this crap. I'm going to make my own moves. So Meech rightfully so said that he going to make his own moves. But it's who he made the move with. When he went to make it with Rick Ross, that was the violation. If he went to talk to anybody other than Rick Ross and would have got that concert set up, 50 wouldn't have reacted the way he reacted. Do you think so or not? Put it in the comments. But that's what I want y'all to really understand and know what's going down. Big Meech fell under, but it's like, you know, it could have been because I've seen this a lot. Dudes don't want to see people blow past them because we all know if everything would have went cool and it wouldn't have crashed with them and they dropped that second season while Meech is home, do a red carpet while Meech is home, which is all 50 was telling them, be patient, let me ride, man, let me ride. That's all 50 wanted. You know, he just wanted to ride. But Big Meech wanted his pockets swole. Big Meech wanted to enjoy himself while 50 was riding. And 50 should have made sure that he was situated like that, even if he put a clause in there that he going to give him a $1 million advance. Let Meech decide what you want out of $1 million. I'm going to give it to you in advance. We're going to make it back on the next project we do, even if they don't have a project lined up. Because he know that Meech is the product. You know, that's where that's at. So, you know, don't get it twisted. And, you know, so I've seen dudes not want to see somebody blow. Because could you imagine how far Meech would go and how fast he would go if he wouldn't have crashed with 50 Cent and he would have been moving forward with 50 Cent. And that was the blessing right there. That's why everybody looking at him like he a fool. Because it's like, man, you got the plug. His track record is immaculate. He's building a whole studio in New Orleans. Come on, dog. 50 showing y'all what time it is, but at the same time, do 50 want the competition of Big Meech opening up his own film studio in Detroit? But that's what it would have came to, and that's what it's going to eventually come to. Because not even 50 could stop Meech's rise. Let's just say that. You can't stop dudes like us. You can't stop his rise. It's inevitable that Meech is going to get his. Even after the storm of all this paperwork, third-party corporation, that joint going to blow over, they're going to find something else to talk about. Whether it's did he beat his case or did he get convicted? You know, but it's going to move forward. Or Little Dirk trial ready to go to trial. There's a whole lot of things going on. You know, or they arrested Little Baby. You know, there's so much getting ready to overshadow this, but this is just what we're dealing with at this moment. And, you know, I understand how this process works. But bottom line is, Meech come home dead broke. Did 50 want to really help him up to build his own competition? So 50 would have been building his own competition if he continued to work with Meech. Because after they did whatever, Meech would have been able to do whatever he wanted to do after that. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's where that's at, man. All right, let's keep it moving.
So 50 bring life back to him, put his son in a position, turn his son into a millionaire, and he actually turned out to be a pretty good actor.
Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it.
You come home, I'm gonna put you in a better position. For you to go fuck Rick Ross, that's a slap in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if y'all remember, all this drama kicked off when Big Meech linked up with Rick Ross to secure some cash after getting out of jail. And let's be real, none of this would have gone down if Lil Meech hadn't fumbled all the money 50 put in his pockets while they were working together. So when 50 found out Big Meech had gone behind his back to team up with Rick Ross, he felt played. And that's when he started calling Big Meech a snitch. Lil Meech tried to check 50 in the DMs, explaining that his pops did what he had to do because he needed the money. He was basically trying to smooth things over and get back in 50's good graces. But 50 wasn't having it. Instead, he hit him where it hurt, announcing that he was pulling the plug on the BMF series, cutting off Lil Meech's cash flow. That whole situation had folks split, because while some thought Lil Meech was right to trying to patch things up, others felt like he should have stood 10 toes down and checked 50 for coming at his pop sideways. And baby, Boosie had a whole lot to say about it.
I was like, damn, you know, like, seemed like him and 50 got a, you know, because after that thing came out, how Meech was talking all, you know, like, no, all y'all, I'm with my dead, but you know, I ain't like his response, you know, but it seemed like he got a genuine love for 50 Cent on him, and from when I was reading it, like he seemed like he caught in the middle, but you know, like he caught in the middle. That's what it seemed like from me reading it, but I'd have been like, you.
All right, so that's what I'm saying, right? So we could go back. Do you think if they was to do, put it in the comments, do you think if they was to do that next season that 50 allegedly pulled the plug on, let's say stars say, nah, you gonna finish it. We don't want to hear all that crap, all that whatever beef you got with him on social media, keep that over here. You in a contract, I gave you $150 million, you produced this daggone series and shut up. So now they producing the series, right? How do you think the energy would be with 50 Cent on the set with Lil Meech? And how do you think the energy would be, or do you think 50 would, you know, with Big Meech and 50 Cent, you know, Big Meech come there to represent his son, you know, while he filming the joint on him so he could, you know, give him some pointers. You know, or, you know, we always switch things up over here at Unique Mecca Audio, so let's ride out. Or do you think that 50 Cent would have, you know, just, you know, told him keep Meech off the set? Don't allow Big Meech know we're on the set. We're going to shoot the movie, but Big Meech is not allowed. Could that be the new next tabloid information that Big Meech is not allowed on the set of the BMF movie? He's a founder. But you see where this is going? That's what I'm saying. It's got all types of angles for spinoffs, you know? And like Boosie was saying, could we ride? And like Boosie was saying, they doing their thing, right? Now, you talk about a man's daddy. A man's supposed to say, F you, I'm standing with my daddy. You know, especially when there's no paperwork. Right there, they both should have been angry at 50 making that accusation. Big Meech and Little Meech should have been appalled and outraged and going off. Somebody should have went off somewhere, whether it was in a tweet or text, you know? But they should have definitely stood on, you know, that I'm riding with my pops, you bugging. I appreciate everything you did, you know, but right now, because we riding. Remember, we riding. Right now, Little Meech, let's see where he's at, right? He caught up in the middle right now. 50 did all that to him and all that for him, put more money in his pocket than he ever dreamed of or seen in his life. 50 Cent basically made him his pops overnight. And then here goes Pops coming out and ruining that overnight. Put in the comments how you think Little Meech feel at this time. And how do you think Big Meech feel at this time after it done played out like he did and he realized that, damn, I messed my son's bag up. I didn't think this all the way through. You think Big Meech is asking himself, did he think this all the way through? Did he make a mistake? Did he? That's what he's beating himself in the head right now. But, you know, it is what it is, man. Let's keep it moving. Boosie said it best, man. He's supposed to roll with your daddy and the story.
Right, because it's your father.
My daddy.
But let's keep it real. 50 cutting Lil Meech off is gonna hit his pockets hard because 50 was the one who put him on in the first place. You would think Big Meech and Lil Meech would at least try to sit down and talk things out with 50 to keep the show going. But nah, they went the petty route instead. Instead of making peace, they doubled down by getting even closer to 50's enemies, especially Lil Meech, who was spotted kicking it with Floyd Mayweather on multiple occasions. Both Big Meech and Lil Meech have been flooding social media with pics of them chilling with Floyd and Rick Ross these past few weeks. Lil Meech even dropped a whole set of photos from a night out at Lucky Strike Bowling Alley in Miami with both men, captioning it Real Power, which, let's be honest, felt like a straight up shot at 50. Then in another post, he shared pics of him, his pops, and Floyd at some low-key spot. More recently, he posted a video of him and Floyd sitting courtside at a Lakers game, living it up. With all this drama with 50 Cent, ain't nobody buying the idea that this wasn't intentional. You already know 50 and Rick Ross have been sworn enemies for years now. Their beef kicked off when Rose swore 50 gave him a dirty look on stage during a performance. And from that moment, it was war. They've been
Hold up. Nigga, you trying to tell me 50 Cent and Rick Ross is beefing because Rick Ross feel that 50 gave him a dirty look from the stage? What if 50 was just thinking about some demons or something and just had a frown on his face? The same way you think about somebody that did you right and you might just smile, you know, out of nowhere. The same way you might think about something treacherous happening, you just... And you look over and you see me looking like... And you automatically equate that to me looking at you like... At you? Does this make any sense to you? I know that's not what they just said. Like I said, I'm just walking this. Hold up.
trading shots in songs, interviews, and wherever else they can. 50 never lets up on Rose, constantly clowning him for his past as Officer Ricky. He stays calling Ross out for faking the gangster life while secretly being a CO at heart. Back in 2015, during an interview with Tim Westwood, 50 straight up called Ross a fraud.
What about you and Rick Ross?
That is desperation at the points that you hear things from him at this point. You know, because if you're looking for someone, it ain't that hard to find me. You know, I'm around. And I'm not used to having an altercation with law enforcement. I'm just not used to saying I'm gonna do something to a correctional officer or to a police officer or anyone who's been under oath that's gonna say with no problem everything that you've said and everything that's happened immediately after, like, you know this.
And in another interview, 50 doubled down and straight up called Rick Ross irrelevant, saying he don't respect his career at all. And trust, the feeling is mutual, because Rick Ross has been saying for years that 50 ain't nothing but a big old crybaby.
You took a picture with Rick Ross? You like a hoe, put your back against the wall and just slide down.
You already know, car show going down June 7th. Get online right now, get your tickets right now. But for the hustlers, I want y'all to understand you gotta stop making business personal.
Yo, Rick be dropping some jewels though, but yo, I ain't going from 50. Rick do be getting some good comebacks on you, cause that slide down the pole and just take it. And I think he put hot hole something on the hashtag that was funny as hell.
Get your money. You don't know these don't know you. And for anybody going against Ricky Rose, let me have this. I've been putting my foot up you since for the last 15 years. Everything you touch crumble. Why you think Rose on top? We don't take this shit personal.
You can kind of see where all this mess is coming from. But with Floyd Mayweather, now that's the real shocker. Because once upon a time, him and 50 was tight like brothers. Now they can't stand each other. And let's be real, Floyd and 50's beef gotta be one of the messiest dramas 50's ever been caught up in. Which says a lot, because we all know 50 don't play when it comes to feuds. Back in the day, these two was inseparable, popping out everywhere together. They even graced the cover of Double XL like they was ride or die for each other. But all that changed in 2012 when Floyd got locked up on that DV charge. While he was sitting in jail, 50 stepped up, trying to hold it down by managing Floyd's businesses, TMT, the Money Team, and Mayweather Promotions, because Floyd asked him to. But what 50 wasn't expecting was just how messy them businesses was. Turns out, nothing was even registered, so 50 had to start everything from scratch. He put a whole $1 million of his own money into fixing Floyd's mess, only for Floyd to switch up when he got out of jail. Instead of matching 50's investment or paying him back, Floyd flipped the script, started accusing him of trying to take over his company. While Floyd was out here spreading lies, 50 and some others was trying to do a whole let's get Floyd back in pocket campaign, kind of like that fundraiser Rick Ross wanted to throw for Big Meech.
As he was actually going in to jail, he asked me to help him with Mayweather Promotion.
Right.
Then as he actually got in and I took a look, I realized there is no Mayweather Promotions. There's no LLC, there's no seal. It's not incorporated. No. It's just
the name.
Yeah,
that
it's
comes
just a
out
name.
people's mouth.
Right. See, technically, Floyd is a Golden Boy fighter. You see what I'm saying? He fights on every Golden Boy card. They do all the footwork on
Like the
every show.
negotiations and the imprint, the paperwork.
They
like,
built the whole show. So when he says helping with Mayweather promotions and it's not there, I go, okay, I know what he means. He wants me to
get it together.
Put it together for him. So I do TNT promotions. I get it all the way together. Sign the actual fighters. We had acquisition of Gamboa. It's like I had to negotiate a release. It was 1.2 million. Andre Durrell, IBF champion Billy Dip, WBA champion Celestino Calabero. You know, so we brought them over. I brought him over while Floyd was, still incarcerated. When he comes home, there's the Let's Get Floyd Back in the Pocket campaign that goes on, where it's $300,000 chains being bought, buying new Lamborghini and all these new things, and I'm sitting there going, yo, when you gonna give me the money?
Because you had already invested.
Right, like when you gonna give me your half of the money back. But I ain't trying to press him because he just got out of jail, right? So it's like, let him cool his heels before you.
Was that in the millions?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you sitting there big, and I'm like, yo, so when, but see, the fighters are an asset in themselves. They are that talent, regardless. Right. So I'm looking at him going, so there ain't no pressure there, but I'm saying, when is he gonna say he wants to give me the other half of it? Why I gotta ask you for it?
Right.
And then when he...
Are we talking over $2 million?
It's about that.
Oh, okay.
At that point, it was, invested in.
All right.
So look, he goes, when he finally does bring up the actual the situation, he acted like he didn't know anything. Like, I didn't tell y'all to do that. I didn't tell you to do that.
Oh, man.
And I'm looking at him, and he looked in my face and he tell me to do that.
Now, y'all already know 50 don't play about loyalty, so he wasn't about to let Floyd get away with spinning these fake stories about him. But
yo, that was deep. If that what he say is true, I don't know. Y'all put it in the comments. He's saying that while he was away, he done tightened up his company, made it professional, signed fighters, and he put his own money into doing it. And then now all he wanted was his own money back. And then Mayweather come out, and Mayweather said, man, I ain't tell you to do that. Yo, ooh. Yeah. If this is what happened, I could see why he's so crushed behind the Mayweather thing, just like he is about the Big Meech with Rick Ross. This all making sense, but Mayweather shouldn't have got involved in this one right here with Meech and Rick Ross.
when 50 finally clapped back, he ended up looking like the villain. Floyd kept pushing his narrative, calling 50 a male boxing groupie with a flop music career. At first, they told the media they patched things up, claiming they were back cool. But that was a lie, because their relationship only got worse. The petty reached new heights. Floyd started clowning 50 over his rocky relationship with his son Marquise, while 50 put Floyd on full blast for creeping with his own best friend's woman.
I look at the computer say, Floyd said, yeah, Nelly 50. I'm like, what did he say me for? Nelly your first baby mama, Melissa, then took your fiance. Say that nigga.
At one point, 50 even went so far as to accuse Floyd of being tied up in the tragic situation with Earl Hayes and his wife, Jessica. 50 straight up said, "Tell everybody why you were on FaceTime when he took out Jessica and himself, because he was pressing you about messing with his wife." But just when folks thought 50 was about to ease up, he went straight for the jugular. He put Floyd on blast by daring him to read one page from Harry Potter, promising to drop $750,000 to any charity Floyd picked if he could actually get through it.
This is a special ASLELS challenge for you, Floyd. If you can read one full page of a Harry Potter book, nigga, I'll give $750,000 to whatever charitable organization you want to. The buck is ours, man.
Now, Floyd tried to clap back by flexing with pictures of checks adding up to over $72 million, trying to show he was too rich to entertain 50's antics. But let's be real, he could never shake the illiterate man's allegations. So in response, Floyd hit 50 where it hurts, challenging him to step in the ring and settle their beef with some good old-fashioned hands. The streets were buzzing about a fight happening in 2014. But of course, it never went down. Fast forward to 2018, Floyd got extra petty and invited Tierra Marie, who was out here suing 50 over that revenge porn scandal, to perform at his nightclub. That was the final straw. Floyd made it real clear their friendship was dead when he hopped on IG with an open letter dragging 50. He called him a snitch, roasted his so-called failed music career, and painted him as a bitter, jealous man who couldn't even keep a decent relationship with his own son. That was the kill shot. Any scraps of brotherhood they had left? Gone. So when Big Meech and Lil Meech popped out in pics hugged up with Floyd, oh, you know 50 took that as a direct slap in the face. And
Nah, 50 took that as a double direct slap in the face.
y'all already know, 50 don't ever let shade slide. He immediately started firing shots. In one post, he shared a video of Lil Meech chopping it up with Rick Ross and straight up clowned them, joking that Rose was probably planning to bless Big Meech with a lifetime supply of chicken wings from his franchise. And he didn't stop there. 50 went after Lil Meech's acting skills too, throwing major shade by comparing him to Michael Rainey Jr., the star of Power Book 2. Ghost. Michael had just won an NRACP award, and 50 used that moment to rub it all in. Then, to top it off, he dropped an AI-edited video putting Lil Meech on blast, making it seem like he was saying 50 tried to show him the good life, but he was too busy trying to follow in his daddy's footsteps.
Something to think about the next time you're on stage waving signs, trying to be like the only daddy you got. I understand you want to keep his name alive, but youngin', I'm trying to save you from your demise. You said it yourself. My pops was a real... Youngin', that ain't no lie. He was in the business that the system perpetuates from the side to keep us in the condition where we ain't made to survive. But you think he a god? Well, let me ask you this. Would you kill a world and save yourself? Yeah, I ain't think that was wise. Something to think about the next time y'all thugging, drinking and drugging, hard liquor y'all full of killers. Remember, hold up. I tried to give you the large picture. Hold up, man. He gonna get this work. He gonna get this work. Hold up. I tried to give him the large picture. Yo, Pops wasn't no gangster.
It's a little wild how 50 is coming for Lil Meech so hard, especially when Meech ain't got nothing to do with his daddy's alleged snitching. But 50 finally aired out his side of the story after Boosie called him out for taking his frustrations out on the son instead of the father. 50 said, "I did more for Meech than anybody in his life, Boosie." That's why he responded like that. If he get locked up, I'm the first person he called. Bailed him out every time. But when I saw him laughing at his pop's post, oh, he is a snake too. He belongs with him. Then, in another post, 50 laid it all out, talking about how he got Lil Meech into rehab and even schooled him on how to manage his money. 50 said, "I thought about it. I think he was uncomfortable with me and his mama's relationship. I told his mama I don't want him doing drugs. He told him he used to do X like it was cool. I told her, chill on spending all your money. He told him how much money he blew. People don't even know I had to send Meech to rehab. Russell Hornsby peeped he was high as hell on set, throwing up at a weapons test. Then Ian told me the Lil Ninja had whippets in his truck. I was like, what the hell is whippets? I looked it up. It's the same stuff in baby guns. Now, when someone has done that much for you and your family, the least you can do is not embarrass them by linking up with their biggest enemies and posting the pics all over social media. And this is exactly why Charleston White said Big Meech's biggest mistake was posting that clip of him and Rick Ross, and then doubling down with a video denying the snitch allegations.
Meech's biggest mistake was getting on camera with Rick Ross, running to the internet. Rick Ross was wrong for putting Big Meech out there knowing he doing bidding with 50. Rick Ross using Meech. Rick Ross using him, homie, knowing that there's a beef between me and this guy. So to do this video and then put it out there was a slap in the face to 50. And I done put everybody in position. Now, I'm with 50. While you were gone, Rick Ross didn't reach out to your son. Try to put him in his position where he can make $5 million. Did nobody reach out to you? Rick Ross didn't give you no money off using your name, your likeness or whatever in that song. He didn't give you no kickbacks for that. So if he really fucking with you, he could have put the concert on without putting you in the mix. But They playing tit for tat. So 50 ain't wrong.
Even if there was a chance for 50 to move past all this Rick Ross drama and just focus on his BMF series, Lil Meech and his daddy completely killed that possibility when they decided to pop out with Floyd Mayweather. Now, as for Floyd, oh, he knows exactly what's going on between Big Meech and 50. He ain't fooling nobody. He's definitely using father and son as pawns in his beef with 50. And he's so dead set on getting back at 50, he doesn't care who gets caught in the crossfire, including Charleston White. Word on the street is, Floyd's out here pulling strings behind the scenes, trying to get Charleston arrested and sent right back to jail. If true, that's some wild level of petty. But what y'all think? Y'all believe Floyd is really gonna come through for Big Meech and his...
So y'all tell me what y'all really believe, man. Does this make any sense to you? You think 50 wrong? Somebody tell me if you think 50's wrong for the way he's carrying on with this. But, you know, that's the whole thing. But like I said, you know, keep in mind the way I ran it down in the beginning in case y'all forgotten, didn't hear. Do you think that maybe 50 Cent didn't want Big Meech to blow up because Big Meech was going to be his competition? If he would have been out here and put out that second season, Big Meech would have been move on. Without 50 Cent, 50 would have been left behind. But then now all of a sudden being at 50 Cent seeing Big Meech with Rick Ross, 50 Cent is automatically thinking like, oh, so this is what he's going to do with the money that I done got him. He's going to run off and go get with my ops. Make sure you subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel, Unique Mecca Audio, JUANITA.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, yeah. Heat back on the strip, getting back in the mix. Yeah. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Real. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. The Instagram page and the YouTube, you could go and visit. Yeah. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Real. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spin a couple bands on the dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in Uptown. Baby horn Uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in Uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can get back to the
cheers, cheers, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.